everyone. Welcome to the Spirit Essence Show. I'm Tara Diana, and this is the show where I showcase some of the most beautiful, authentic people that I have in my world. Whether these are people that, what's the word I'm looking for? Aspire, inspire, I don't know, but these are the people that are authentic. They focus on the body, mind, spirit collective. They love the idea of each of us growing in our spiritual selves. Enlightenment is the key. And today, I've been waiting for this day for a while, and finally I've got her. Here she is. I want to introduce to you a beautiful soul. She is powerful. When I say that, friends, I don't say that lightly. And if you know me and you follow me and you're part of the Spirit Essence world, you'll know that power is a lot of how we do our own work, but we need to be inspired by a powerful person. And I got her. I got her right here. Her name is Aggie Christopher. Aggie, you are the whole package, sister. You are a successful entrepreneur. You are a martial arts expert. I mean, tell us who you are.
Well, first of all, thank you, Tara, for having me. I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored that I'm able to share, my perspective and some things within my life and how I've gotten on my journey and where I am today. So yes, the mind, body, and spirit is completely what I live by. I believe in it so much that it's definitely a DNA in my core. I believe that you can't really be successful in all avenues of your life unless you do tackle the mind, body, and spirit. And I've been very fortunate because I've been a workout person. I'm a workout fiend. I've been doing it my whole life. And definitely about 10 years ago, hit on martial arts. So I teach fitness kickboxing. And it's been such a love and a passion. And I love it because it really gives individuals the power to be able to take back their lives and to be able to work as an individual and to be able to be on their journey. So I've been very, very fortunate to help some wonderful people that are on their journey. I've also been fortunate because of the fact that I do own my own business. I'm in the food business. And I have a company that I came into a partnership in 2000. So, in 2003, the company was started in 2000. And it started as a Western Canada company, which is now in 2018. I took the company national, so we're all the way across Canada. And we service the food service industry. We're actually branching out into the industrial segment, the C-store segment. So yeah, so it's been pretty exciting. And that spiritual part has always been, a part of me. I've always wanted to see people progress. I wanted to see people be successful, and I want to see people not struggle.
I got to say this, I'm listening to you and I'm getting all the feels, and I love the feels because the authenticity is just pouring from you. But I just want to touch on this. You spoke about success. I want to see people be successful. I truly believe, Aggie, and let me know your thoughts on this, but I truly believe that our own personal success is just as important as everyone else's.
Absolutely. My belief is, and everybody has different levels of success. And, the other day, something which is very minor, but was very major. One of the girls in my class, she's been coming for 6 months, and she just has a difficulty with trying to jump. And we have this jump box, which you jump 18 inches and, it's kind of like a practice thing. And she couldn't do it for 6 months. And every time we had to do it, she dreaded it. She hated it. And so I said, no, Angela, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's just a matter of time. Everybody gets to where they can go at different levels. So finally, the other day, she went home and she started practicing on her couch. So she was jumping up on her couch and jumping up. So yeah, and her husband came in and said, you're going to break the couch or whatever. But she did. The next day she came to the gym and we were all just about to start class. She went to the box and she jumped the box, and everybody just cheered. And I said, this is what it's all about, is that belief in yourself and everybody else wanting to celebrate, what it is that is a major milestone in your life. And so it was great to see.
I love that. Again, literally, I spoke to you just before we started and said I just popped on to do a live in the Facebook group Empowering Intuitive Souls, and I was talking about community. And I was talking, first of all, I was talking about how food, it just brings community together. But the thing that I was pointing out was the community that you find yourself in, the one that you're going to thrive in, is going to love you through the ups and downs. They are going to celebrate you as the goddess God that you are when you do the work, and they're going to hold you, hold space for you when you're feeling like there's a moment, and they're going to give you the words you need. So you doing that to her and just being like, okay, you know what, it's okay, it's okay, it's so important. And I truly believe as well that if this is something she just didn't want to do, if this was something she just didn't want to do, me and push-ups and burpees. I did 1,000 a day, 1 month burpee challenge. I will never do a burpee again if my life depended on it. I will not, you cannot force me. But if someone just really didn't want to do it, it just wasn't in their nature, I truly believe you would have been like, okay, you know what, that's not your cup of tea, and that's cool. You can do it.
Exactly. And that's why, I believe in people not comparing themselves to other people. And I think that that's where most people's anxiety comes in. I think that's where most people feel like they're not as good. And that's wrong, because, my belief in this world is that we all have a place, we all have a spot. And however we find our path, we don't find it alone. We find it through the generosity of other people that will show you a better way. And that's what my whole core is about helping people find a better way. May not be exactly what I do, but it's something that I need you to feel confident. And, my biggest phrase to people is that you have to be your biggest fan and your best friend, not your worst enemy. And, and I always say to people, if I can believe in you, if I can believe that you can do it, man, you got to be able to believe in yourself.
Yeah. And as long as you want it,
Yeah.
as long as you want it. And if we're talking about phrases, I always say to people when they come to me to do intention work, when we're setting powerful, purposeful intentions, I always say, your purpose, your passion has to outweigh your effort.
Yeah.
Has to outweigh your effort. You have to be willing to do anything to get this done. If you want it that bad, baby, it'll happen.
Well,
Let's talk about your platform on YouTube. I love your YouTube videos.
yes. Well, when we started, just around the pandemic, and, as I said, I have a certain life, and I'm on a certain path, but there is, and I've always felt this way, that there's a higher reason as to why I'm here. And that is to leave this place a better place than when I found it. And that's why even when I would leave jobs, I would always make sure that people were able to take in as much as they could, because I would say to them, because I'm going to move on, and I want you to move. I want you to move up the ladder. I want to, leave you with the tools and the equipment to be able to do that. And so therefore, I believe that, the struggle that people have, and many times, unfortunately, we struggle at our own hands.
Mhm.
And if we could just somehow, have ourselves understand that, yeah, we put ourselves into a box, and it's scary to step out of that box. But if we can step out of the box, even for that smallest amount, that little baby step, that is where you're on your path to finding your voice, and finding who you are, and finding who you're meant to be. Because many times, yes, people will say you can't do it, or I don't know if that's a good idea. And listening to that, instead of saying to yourself, that's the way they feel, that doesn't mean that I have to follow that. And that's where I think it's hard. I think it's hard for us to give ourselves permission to go and do it. And even if we're going to make a mistake, even if we're going to fail, failure helps you with success.
Yes, it's always a lesson, always a
Yeah.
lesson. And I mean, what you're talking about is us allowing ourselves the freedom
Yeah.
to be authentic.
Mhm.
So your videos on YouTube, they feel powerful. When I watched it, I was like there. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I hear you, I understand you, and I want to incorporate what you're saying. What is your who is your target audience when you're doing
My,
these videos?
my target audience is anybody that struggles with anything. If there's something in my videos that can help lighten your load, if there's something in there that I have said that, for instance, I mean, I grew up in a very small town, very, poor family. I'm one of 16, I'm number 15, one mother, one father. We certainly, had our struggles. I mean, food was a luxury in our house. It wasn't an everyday occurrence. So I believe that if I can come from very, very little means to, moving through life and being able to be where I am today, I mean, owning a company that's a national company that's across Canada, changed my life entirely. Many times my kids, when I tell them stories of even when, my husband and I were first married, and, how we struggled. I mean, you had cars that broke down, you could barely pay the mortgage, those types of things, to where I am today. They have a tough time trying to believe it. But if you do believe in yourself, it can happen. And I think that the lessons that we learn, whether it's as a child, and I know that there's been many people that have had very disastrous childhoods,
Mm.
if you can use that as fuel to motivate and push you forward, as opposed to it being a crutch and having you stay a victim, that's where you need to, kind of, whether it's source out people that can help you with that. Or, like I said, I mean, I would love to be one of those people to be able to help motivate and have you understand that anything is possible if you put the work in.
So true. So true. And one of 16, sweet goddess.
Yes.
Sweet goddess. That
Yes.
just makes me go, holy. And I'm sure there's a lot to unravel with that from all
Yes.
sorts of places. The people that need you are the people who just need to hear they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my whole deal is whether I can help somebody with a smile, whether I can help somebody with, I see them and hey, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. You look hungry, I'll buy you a sandwich, whether it's some advice, whether it is, me being able to help somebody with my business, that I have some certainly expertise with regards to growing a business. If I can help you with that, if it's some, relationship situations that I can help you with that, I just want to help. And that's why I did the videos in the first place, was to be able to, give somebody a lifeline. If there's something in there, that a message that I put forward that can help lighten your load, and you want to reach out to me, that's exactly what I want you to do.
Excellent. I think you got Sammy so riled up he had to leave. Uh, what give me this. We talk about empowerment, we talk about investing in ourselves. There's so many platforms out there. I look at them all, entrepreneurial women that are trying to help other women. I feel that your flavor comes from that spiritual place, though.
Oh,
And
yes.
I do believe that most women that are out there being maybe life coaches or business coaches or whatever you want to call yourself, entrepreneurs, they are coming from that place of wanting to help. But being of service is very different. When you have that feeling of spirituality, when we trust the universe, our guides, our helpers, whatever that looks like for everyone, whether it be source, creator, God, Buddha, Krishna, we are coming from a slightly different place, because the outcome isn't about us, truthfully, in any way. We are just the medium for the messages, the information that we have, whether it's our experience or it's downloaded from spirit to these other people. And I truly believe that people resonate with that on such a great level, even those that aren't religious or spiritual.
Well, I think that in order for you to feel some sort of peace and happiness, you have to have the mind, body, and spirit. You have to, the third thing is lacking, and you have to realize that we're all connected. Sometimes what happens is through challenges in our lives, whether it be as childhood or whatever, sometimes that we disconnect. And so therefore we disconnect the mind from the body, or we disconnect the body from the mind and the spirit in order. And sometimes it's a way of us being able to protect ourselves,
Yes.
not wanting to feel, not wanting to go down that path, something that's too painful. But what you have to understand, that in order for you to be that full person again, you need to connect. You need to connect it all. And that's why sometimes we do struggle so massively in our lives, is because we're at a disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get back to that connecting place. So I've been very fortunate, because whenever I've run into struggles, I've always forced myself to look within, because I believe that a lot of the answers that we have are within. It's great to have the outside forces that can help you, but you really need to look within and find out, why are you doing some of these things? Why are you making some of those decisions? Why are things so difficult? The answers are within.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree so much. I have it written on my tattooed on my ankle. If you don't go within, you go without.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what would be, an experience that's taught you so much that you think that everyone should have? Spiritual or mindful or physical, something that you think that everyone needs to go through to raise their vibration.
I think that I had this one experience, and I talk about it in one of my YouTube videos, and it's the power of kindness. And I
Mhm.
think that so many people are so hell bent on, having people, if you do something to me, I'm going to make you pay. And, that's not what it is. That's not what it's about whatsoever. I had this one instance of this individual was, really upset. I had, come to the company, I'd gotten, one of the higher level jobs, and the person was very upset because of the fact that she had wanted to come into the department. There was somebody else that was certainly better qualified. And so, as it turned out, I guess a few weeks after this whole situation, she had come into my office and she was really quite upset. And so I said, you know what? If you want, I have stuff to do down at the other end of the building. If you would like to sit here and wait for the other specialist at the time. And I got up from my desk and I went to leave, and she jumped up and she grabbed me by the shoulders and she spun me around and said, "You're not going anywhere." And I said to her very calmly, "Please do me a favor, take your hands off my shoulders, and I'm going to walk out that door, and you're going to sit here and you're going to do whatever it is you need to do, and I'm going to get on with my work." So I left and I went down to the other end of the building. There was somebody else in the office as well. All of a sudden, I get a page from her sales manager to go to his office, and I did. And I went to the office, and he asked me to sit down. And I said, "Well, I'm really busy." And of course, she was sitting there. "I'm really busy. What's this all about?" And he said, "Well, I understand that this person put her hands on you and we need to deal with it." And I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And he said, "Well, did she put her hands on you?" And I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about, but if that's all that's here, I have work to do. I'll talk to you later." And I left. So a little while later, the individual came down to my office and said, "Can we go for a walk?" And I said, "Sure." So we went outside to the parking lot, and she said to me, "Why did you do that?" And I said, "Do what?" She said, "Why did you save me? Because you could have had me fired." And I said, "Oh, absolutely. I could have. But that's not what you needed. You needed some kindness. You needed someone to show you some kindness so that you can show it to other people." I said, and she said, "I don't understand you, because that's not the way I would have reacted if shoes were on the other foot." And I said, "I understand that, but I don't care the way people expect me to react. I react the way I feel that the needs of the other individual." And so I said, "That's the way I try to guide my life." And from then on, we became very good friends. So
Oh,
it's very amazing that, you can either try to really hurt people back, a revenge, which I don't believe in, or you can show people kindness and the power of kindness, because it did help mold her, and she did start changing some of her ways. So to me, that's where the power is.
that is a beautiful story. Holy smokes. And you're right. Kindness means everything. And
Yeah.
sometimes, having a little bit of a firm tone, but the words themselves be soft,
Yeah.
gets through to people as well. They're like, okay, this individual cares enough to let me know that I've stepped out of, line. I'm in the wrong lane, if you will. And
Yep.
but they're saying the words that will make me feel safe.
Yes. Yeah, and there's power in that. Like, you don't always have to cut somebody off at the knees.
Right?
There's power in kindness, and the lessons that you can teach with kindness, as opposed to, cutting somebody off at the knees. It's huge, and it's
Mhm.
massive in their growth. And it's also massive in your own growth.
Absolutely. I agree 100% on this. Oh, all the power there. We touched a bit about the physicality of the work you do, the whole martial arts, the working out, all that. Uh, In your view, why is it so damn important that our vessel be aligned with our mind and spirit?
Well, I think that because there, I mean, and especially, I think today, especially after the pandemic, there's so many people that struggle, with depression. There's so many people that struggle with anxiety. There's so many people that struggle with just the day to day because our world has changed so much. And people feel insecure because so much has been taken away. But we have to take that power back. And the only way that you can do that is, first of all, to be fit. And I'm not saying that everybody has got to be a marathon runner or,
Oh, yeah,
any
no.
of that. I believe that you have to be fit whereby, you go and you do some sort of exercise, and you need to be able to do it, 4 to 5 days a week, because, what happens is when you work out, whatever issues you've had, and I know myself, I mean, because I have a lot of stress day to day. I go to the gym, I get it done, I leave, and I got to tell you, I can tackle so much more than I
Hmm.
could have if I've missed that day. And so therefore, to me, it's the best drug that you're ever going to have. And it's the most powerful drug because it's in your hands, as opposed to a lot of people that want to, grab a glass of wine, you grab a beer, or, grab whatever it is that your drug of choice. And what you're doing is you're killing your body at the same time. So you need to understand that when you can do, physical fitness, it corrects a lot of issues, and it also helps you connect. And it's very, very important to connect that mind, body, and spirit.
Oh, I would, I've always been very, very busy. So whether it's working out at the gym, I did half marathons, I did all this jazz. I do cardio kickboxing. Now I've kind of dummied down just a little bit, and I mean that in the kindest of ways. I feel that, the heavy lifting I was doing and all of that it's not feeding my soul now. So I've kind of come more into a little bit more of a cardio and kind of space, and I'm good with it. If it fits my narrative, it fits my story right now, and I feel good with it. But the amount of people that are sitting at their on their couch, I'm lucky I have 3 dogs. Someone's got to walk the dogs. So,
Exactly.
just go out 10 minutes. I say 10 minutes, friends, when they all say to me, oh, I'm so tired of looking like this or feeling like this or whatever. 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes, 3 times a day is a half an hour, guys.
Exactly, exactly. And also too, I mean, I have so many people that say, "Oh my gosh, I would love to come and work out with you." But I have my small kids and I have that and I have no time. And I say to them always that if you don't put yourself on that list, when the health problems come, you're not going, and they will come, you're not going to be able to be there for them. So
Yes.
if you're looking long term and you're trying to plan for the future and you want to be there and be active, as your kids grow, you need to get yourself involved, because I'm going to tell you right now, your kids will appreciate it, as opposed to you being on the couch with health problems that they cannot interact with you because of the fact you cannot even go for a walk.
Yeah, this is truth. And we, again, just before I popped on here with you, we had this conversation in the live. I
Yep.
was like, it invest in you, invest in you. I know your kids are important. I know your job's important. I know, whatever is important, but if you don't invest in you, you're in lack. And
Yeah.
it'll be, the disalignment is huge. It just is.
And if you don't invest in you, it's like, for instance, you make a bad investment. If you don't invest in you, you're making a bad investment, because
Mhm.
you're not investing in, this is what I say to people all the time. You only have one body. We're only given this one body,
Yeah.
and it's whatever you do with it. And and I never believe, but because of the fact that I work out 7 days a week, that, oh, well, I should be healthy. I should be this. No, because of the fact that this is a gift, and every day I'm very fortunate that my health and my mindset and all that, it's a gift, and that I'm able to understand that, because you don't squander gifts. And a lot of people, when you do, you realize that the gifts don't come back. I mean, one of the things, and why I think I drive so hard, especially, when it comes to, the fitness part, is that I've known a few people that have died of ALS. And, these people that, with ALS, your body dies, your mind is imperfect. So you're basically a great mind living in a coffin, because you can't move anything. You wake up every day and that's your sentence. So I always push myself because I always think of these people and say, you know what they wouldn't give to be able to sweat, what they wouldn't give to be able to have their muscles feel sore, what they wouldn't give to be able to work out and feel like, oh my gosh, that was a tough workout, feel like I could throw up, what they wouldn't give for that. So therefore, I cannot allow myself to squander the gift that I have.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I'm going to go into the last two questions here. What underrated tools do you believe people are looking for in their self-empowerment work that you can make it easier for them? And I say that with love, because not, I'm a big person, and if you listen to me, you'll know I'm a big person when it comes to doing the hard work. I'm not afraid of hard work, and you shouldn't be either, is my mindset. But not everything has to be hard. Is there something, a hack you have for this body, mind, spirit? I call it the power of three. Is there something you want to give everyone?
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I mean, certainly Rome wasn't built in a day. And, for a lot of people that, if you're gone down a path, you didn't get there overnight. So
Mhm.
first of all, I think that you have to be patient, and you have to realize that, and just because, you wake up that day and, you try it one day and then the next day you give it up, every day is a new day.
Yeah.
Every day is a new start.
Yeah.
You can't kind of say, well, I'm done with that. Oh, well, I can't do that because I did, or I've gone a week and I've tried and then I've screwed it up. No, every day is a new day. You can't do anything about yesterday. You don't know if tomorrow's coming, but you do have today. So it's what you intentionally do that makes the difference. And what I do at night is I always review the night before what it is that I have to do that next day and what are the things I can fit in. And one of the things, because my schedule is all over the place, whether I have early morning conference meetings because I deal with people back east, I
Yeah.
then have to figure out, okay, when can I fit my workout in? When can I get to the gym? So therefore, I intentionally look at everything that I have to do and then what I can add to it. And so I think that if you look at your day to day and the night before, you kind of prep yourself. I'm not saying that you have to get out a day timer and write stuff in,
No.
but it's not a bad idea to write down, because a lot of times if you write down, okay, you do have time and you've slotted it in. But I think that in order for people to be able to get their life in order, you need to be able to figure out how to organize yourself. And that starts with intentionally doing things.
100%. 100%. This journey of my organization has become all about putting systems in. It stopped being about Tara and beating my head against the wall. And it was like, what system can I incorporate that's going to make my life easier? And that changed my world. Finally, is there one question, Aggie, you wish I'd asked?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I think that we've asked,
Covered it
there's been
all.
quite a few. Yeah, I think that we've covered it all. I mean, the only thing that I would say is that, I hope that people can find, some motivation
Mhm.
in the conversation that we've had. And that if there are people that want to reach out to me, I certainly have my website, I have my YouTube channel, and I would love to hear from some people. And if there's, like I said, if there's in some small or even in a larger way that I can help lighten your load, or I can give you some perspective on the journey that you're on, I'd love to be able to help.
You know what, Aggie, everything is going to be put into the YouTube chat, into the comments. Everyone will be able to find you. I'm hoping you and I over the next few months can get together and do a live in the Empowering Intuitive Souls. Let's give them some value. We both are high vibing, inspiring, motivational women that have done the work from two different places. I think they need to hear us together in a place, an environment where we can create some truly, truly special moments for them, uplifting them to see themselves in the proper light.
Absolutely, Tara. And like I said, it's been a joy. I mean, I think that, you're one of the finest, mediums, I think spiritual guides that I've ever come across. So I've been very fortunate to find you, and I do promote you as well, because I believe
Oh,
yeah, I believe and I love the vibe. I love the positiveness, and I certainly love the way you approach. So yeah, no, I would love to do that.
Okay.
The connection has been amazing.
Thank you so much. And this leads us, friends. Be sure to come and join the Facebook group, Empowering Intuitive Souls. It is exactly what it says, a place where you can be in sacred space, open to thriving, learning, developing, growing your body, mind, and spirit. Aggie and I will be there. There's a host of other beautiful souls there. Come and join us. Check out Aggie. All her information will be below. You can always go to my website, www.spiritessencebytaradiana.com. Aggie, it's been a pleasure. I was waiting for this moment.
Thank you so much, Tara. It's been a pleasure. And I've been looking forward to it as well, because I certainly love your energy and I love the connection we have.
Thank you, friend. Okay, everyone. Much love to you all. Stay divine.